All right, welcome back, everybody. It's week 7 of the brick wall. I have the brick wall behind me as I've been doing consistently, and I've been, told that I rock too much Herald gear, but I'm going to continue that because, like, what better to promote than yourself? But I'm very happy on this Monday to be joined by the awesome and charismatic and tough businesswoman Elvira Grau, who knows how to rock and roll. Thank you so much for joining me, and I have to say I love your hat.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. It's sunny out here, so thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Where are you right now? I always start with that.
East Hampton.
Okay, that's good. It's nice to be at the beach. I've been telling my wife Daniela that I've been looking to get rent a place on the beach or something, but we actually just flew back yesterday to New Orleans, where I was living for the year, where it is very hot, and I could probably use a hat like that. But why don't we start by
right now? I'm only out here because normally I would be in Manhattan, but if anybody watches the TV, I wish I wasn't watching TV now, but it's not so good in Manhattan right now.
Of course, it's definitely, I think it's quieted down a little bit, but it's definitely not ideal. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about, let's start with, your career, how you and Jim, your husband, started, space events out in New Jersey. And then, now you have Space54 in Manhattan, really expanded, built an amazing brand. Why don't you tell us how that got off the ground?
It's a really great story, and the story comes really from the heart. Parents, first and foremost. My husband and I have 4 children together, and we lived in Bergen County. All our kids were adorable. We wanted to show them off. We didn't know where to go, so I said to my husband, let's build a platform, right? Because what is space? Space is a platform. It's a climate-controlled environment for kids to be able to socialize and interact, all the things we can't do right now, right? But have a good time. We took a 26,000 square foot warehouse 15 years ago, converted it into this amazing entertainment mecca. We bought bowling alleys and we bought laser tag. And at the time we had this 3-level playground that actually had a choo-choo train because our daughter was only like 3 at the time. And we bought video games. So we bought like $1 million worth of stuff, and we rocked it. We rocked it for many, many years. We did 30 birthday parties a weekend.
Oh, wow.
We had private party rooms, and every 2 hours we turned it over. So we had 3 time slots, 5 party rooms, and 15 parties per day. So Saturday and Sunday we did 30 birthday parties. And we did that for about 10 years. And then the last 5 years, we just focused on buyouts. Buyouts meaning you take the whole place and you do bar mitzvahs and weddings and so forth. So I'm someone that loves the challenge and loves to sort of pivot my business in more than one direction because I don't like to stay in one place. And it's been a really great new way of having parties, less work, more intense, more creative. We started doing catering and entertainment, and we started doing decor. So now everything is in-house. It's one-stop shop. So clients really love that because they don't have to chop it up. They just come to us. We plan, we brand, we do the party design, the planning, as I said, and everything else in between.
I mean, the way that you've described it to me, it's really soup to nuts. You come to you guys with an idea, and the party is done. You don't have to worry about it except writing the check.
Are you writing the checks, and let us do the work? Let us do all the nonsense that you don't need to deal with. And moms are busy. Moms have a lot on their plate. Juggling being whether you're a mom or you're working, meaning a working mom, a stay-at-home mom, whatever it is, there's a lot going on. And, the tedious details of it, if you hire a professional, I always say, if you need something done, hire a professional, right? If you need your house painted, hire a professional. If you need a lawyer, hire a lawyer. So I think when you hire us, it's a built-in party planner that you don't need to pay for. We include it in all of our services, and we do the job for you.
That's awesome. Now you guys, I mean, you, Jim, and then, a couple of other partners this year or 2019, right before the pandemic happened, you have this amazingly successful business in New Jersey, and you then expand to and open up Space54, which is on 54th Street. I know that your husband, worked at the famous disco era studio before, so there's real connection and love there for you guys. What is it like to, I mean, first of all, I've been there. So the location is absolutely to die for, gorgeous, top-notch, premium, everything. I mean, it's really you guys, didn't, left no stone unturned. Everything is done beautifully. But what's it like to, expand and then have a pandemic happen?
Well, I want to start off by saying it was a dream for me, right? And I even have a big sign. It was all a dream, like a beautiful LED sign as the minute you walk in, like in the front. And it was a dream because I'm a Russian immigrant, right? So I came here with nothing. Russian immigrant, 9 years old, didn't speak a word of English, came here with my parents, my grandparents, lived in Brooklyn. And my dream was being in the big city. I've always dreamed of living in the city, shopping in the city, and having a business was like the cherry on top of the ice cream sundae. So here we are, September 2019. My dream comes to reality. We open up this, like you said, ridiculous, gorgeous, high-end, 4,500 square foot private event space, Space54. We kick ass, crush third quarter, fourth quarter, beginning of first quarter, and then March happens, right? March, that fatal March 2020 that I don't think anyone will ever forget.
Yeah.
I'm hoping back at this and say, like, can we erase 2020? Can we just delete it? Just delete it. But I know that Manhattan's strong and New York City's strong. And how am I handling it? Look, it sucks, obviously. I'm a worker, I'm a hustler. I mean, right now, give me the rules. I'll know how to play the game, but I don't have any rules. That's the whole thing. Yeah. I'm sitting here stuck, waiting. I'm waiting for de Blasio and a famous governor to kind of figure it out. And they're just toying with my emotions right now and everyone else's. I mean, right now, Space54 is boarded up, not because we're boarded up, we're out of business, God forbid. We're boarded up because we're afraid of the looting. Now you have all these, protests and all this nonsense going on. I mean, what is going on with Manhattan? You tell me.
I don't know. I just came back to New Orleans and I went to get dinner last night for my family. And I saw a bunch of stores boarded up, not for protests, but unfortunately because the pandemic, put them out of business. It's tough. So, but to deal with both in the same time is definitely more difficult. But I want to ask you, I mean, when the pandemic first started, I know you're saying that you're boarded up and this and that, but Elvira, you pivot. I mean, you're a hustler. You kid. No, I mean, you're amazing. And I saw on your Instagram, and other channels and Space54's and the Space Events channels that you were doing, earlier than I saw anybody do it, drive-by bar and bat mitzvahs and events. Can you please tell me about that? Where did that idea come from? And I've definitely seen it since, but you're the trendsetter in my opinion.
Thank you. Well, it's true. We were the first, and we did 3 this weekend, actually, because what's happening now is we have all these kids that had their party scheduled, right? So on the day of their party, we're surprising them with a space truck. We're going out to wherever they live, all the burbs. We went to Livingston, we went to Short Hills. I mean, unfortunately, you can't really do it in the city because you kind of need a home. And, we pull up with our truck, we set up the red carpet, we set up the red ropes, we bring in the CO2 machine, the confetti machine, with the DJ, the MC, the motivators. We do the whole thing. And we surprise the kids by having essentially like an outdoor drive-by block party. The neighbors come, the friends come. I mean, it's all quote unquote social distancing. It's outdoor. They can't do anything indoors at the moment. But the idea is to keep the momentum going, give these kids something to look forward to. So all the parties, imagine the logistical nightmare, March, April, May, June, right? The busiest time of our probably year. We have to move now to what I'm hoping will be okay, right? Because we don't know, to fall. Fall being late September, October, November, December. Some parties we moved to 2021. We had to. There's not enough dates. There's only X amount of dates. So we're moving left and right. We probably moved over 100 parties so far between Space and Space54 because we have New Jersey and Manhattan. And to all the Manhattan people, I always say you could always go 20 minutes outside of Manhattan into New Jersey because if New Jersey opens up first, it doesn't matter at this point, right? 20 minutes away over the bridge, if we can have the party, let's just do it. Because I think Governor Phil Murphy is allowing us to do a little bit more in New Jersey than what's happening in New York.
Well, you don't have the population density of the city. I mean, it's definitely exactly. It's not. I mean, it's easier to do, and I think, like you're saying. So what else? I mean, like you're saying, you come up with a truck, going to someone's house. It's easier.
Right, because it's outdoors. So as long as we can do everything outdoors, there's no issue, right? Because the whole thing is can't do anything indoors, social distancing. But if they said to me I could do 25%, 50% indoors, I'll figure it out. I'll set up freaking circles on the dance floor. I'll do a game of Twister, stay in your circle. I'll play musical chairs, and I'll do whatever needs to happen to make these kids happy, because that's what I do. I think outside of the box, and I always say, like, if you want to work with me and you want to play, let's play. Just give me a little rules, and now I'm all for it. So the goal is not to cancel any event, right? Because we don't want to disappoint the kids. I think there's a lot of anxiety. A lot of parents are freaking out, but there's no need to freak out, because the idea is to not cancel. That's the most important thing. Hang in there. Hang in there.
So what other things have you guys, I know besides the drive-bys, what are other creative ideas that you've either done and executed for clients or have seen?
Okay, so what we're doing, and this is brand new, Space Kitchen on Wheels. Ready? So my husband said, okay, what are we going to do for food? Because now we got the truck meeting, we got the red carpet, the red ropes. Now people want food. Can't go into people's homes. So I say, let's buy a truck. So now we have a space kitchen. So imagine a kitchen on wheels pulling up to your house. We never go into your home. We don't need your silverware, your china. We don't touch anything in your kitchen. We don't go inside your home. So we're catering outside of your home in this kitchen on wheels. So Space Kitchen is the hottest new thing.
That's
and
brilliant.
We're going to have, it's genius, actually. It's genius.
Yeah.
And got the truck. It's 16 feet. It's gorgeous. It's being decaled. It'll be ready in 2 weeks. And we're going to launch it. And we're going to go, if you have a house in Montauk, we'll go to Montauk. We'll go all over Westchester, Connecticut, New Jersey, Long Island, we'll go anywhere. We'll pull up to your, like I said, driveway. We never go inside your home, and we'll feed you anything you want. Why? Because the truck has pizza ovens, and it has a grill, and it has a fryer, and we can do everything from lobster rolls to tacos to kebabs to you name it, refrigerations, freezer, ice cream. So that's how we're pivoting. We're going to the food bit called Space Kitchen on wheels.
That's amazing. Again, it's genius. It's brilliant. So you got, but you're also saying by doing that and making that, because that seems like it would be a significant investment. So you're doing that, and you're saying that you think that social distancing and congregating in a space will happen soon, but you expect that some people will still be hesitant and want to have a private event in their location.
I'm saying, what am I going to do for July and August? I'm saying July and August is the busiest time to be outdoors. Why wouldn't I capitalize on that? Why wouldn't I get into the food on wheels business? If I can't cater inside your home and I can't have you go into our venues, I'll come to you. I'll bring the food to you. What's the problem?
I like that. I think it's great.
Plasma TV, and we're going to be able to have it all digitalized. So it's not like a food truck, like those cheesy food trucks. It's going to be like a very high-end, gorgeous black mat. It's all fully decaled, like a matte black. It's going to say in white lettering, Space Kitchen, very clean, very chic. And there's going to be a plasma TV that's going to basically have your menu, because you're in charge. You're going to be like, okay, I want to serve boom, boom, boom. It's not like what you want to serve. We're not selling the food. We're catering. So whatever you want lobster rolls, no problem. You want this, no problem. And we're going to digitalize the menu, and then we're going to be able to have the ability to customize and say mazel tov and congratulations. And we could do any kind of weddings. We can do engagement parties, because let's face it, the parties are happening. They're happening in people's backyards. I see them. I'm out here. I see what's going on. People are congregating. People are socially distancing in their backyard. But what do they need? They need food. They need good food. They need a good DJ. They need possibly some rental furniture, and we got all that. We can take care of all of it.
And I mean, how does it feel to you run a business where where you guys are benefit from people having events? Everyone's having these events in their homes, and I know that people aren't canceling with you. They're gonna do them in the future. But to see all this money on the table that you're not allowed to touch, because like the fact that you're in the industry, you have to do everything by the rules that you don't have yet.
I'm asking for faith. I'm asking for certainty. I'm asking for certainty beyond logic, because right now we're living in the unknown. I get it. I know there's a lot of anxiety. I know it's been a horrific challenge for everyone. But if we can demonstrate, and this is the difference, I think, between being an entrepreneur and being in business person. If you can figure it out, think outside of the box and demonstrate successfully how you can pivot your business. Now, the core of our business is entertainment. We're not getting away from it. I'm not going into a completely different field. I'm staying within the core. The core is hospitality. I'm in the hospitality industry, right? So I'm staying relevant. I'm relevant. The business is relevant. My staff is relevant. And we have all the resources. So it's our database. It's our existing clients or hopefully new clients that will say, you know what? Space Kitchen, come to my backyard. And by the way, you know what? Bring a DJ and bring this and maybe a bartender, and we'll do like a bar, and we'll do some dancing, and we'll do some food. And I'll have 40 people over, 50 people over, whatever it is, legally outdoor. I think it's up to 100 in New Jersey. And depending, on the state we're in, we'll comply with CDC, no doubt. We'll make sure that it's safe and everything is clean and sanitized. We'll wear masks, we'll wear shields, we'll wear gloves. But the idea is to stay in the game, because the people that are going to be able to demonstrate successfully how to make this new norm work, they're going to survive. And the people that won't will be left behind. And that's the scary part. There will be businesses that will be left behind, sadly.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I keep saying it's the survival of the fittest. And, the PPP helps, but, it gives you only a certain amount of runway. It's definitely.
You have to buy, but then you have to display. You have to successfully display your ability to continue to do business. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're continue to do our business, the hospitality service industry. I mean, I feel so bad for all the restaurants. I mean, I could go to people's homes, but there's so many restaurants in the city that are hurting right now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think by July, and again, what do I know? Only what I've read in the news. But I think, by July, we should see some opening. You mentioned you'll wear gloves, you'll wear shields, face masks. What, preemptively in preparation for reopening, without having rules and guidelines, what kind of things are you thinking about as far as, plastic screening or, gloves, mask, all that for your folks? Like, what are you thinking about as far as precautions?
Sure, but I want last weekend, for sure, all of everything you said we're going to do and comply. But last weekend I went to Newport, and I want to share that Newport is doing it right. Every single bar and restaurant was open. Everybody was wearing either a mask or some sort of shield, like a plastic shield. They sat everybody 6 feet apart. So basically every restaurant had every 6 feet a table, and then you had to wear a mask when you walked in. And then once you were sat at the table, you removed it, obviously, to be able to eat and drink. And I spent 3 days going to all the restaurants and bars and observing it, and they're doing it right. So if we can follow suit, New Jersey, Manhattan, and kind of be in that same respectful, courteous, compliant way, we can do it. We can open up businesses, because staying closed it's not even an option. It's ruining our economy. Like, what is happening? We can't stay closed. Like, I know we have to do it safely, but let's do it safely.
Yeah. And I think that's an interesting perspective. And if we had the rules, we could open more. Now that folks are moving away from space a little, and now just to your expertise, because you're very good at, what you do. You mentioned, and we're talking about people having all these events at home or in their backyards. As an amazing event planner, within space, what do you think? What are some tips or advice that you could give folks who are trying to do that? Obviously, they should call you and just let you do it. But if
call me. But I think if you have, it doesn't matter how big or small your backyard, and whether you're having 20 people, your family, your immediate family, your neighbors, keep it small. I think this year it's going to be very intimate. It may not be hundreds of people. Like, we didn't see that big, Memorial Day weekend party. We certainly may not see big, 200 people 4th of July party. But I think whatever the size of the party is, there are certain things. So you need the venue, right? So the venue being your, backyard at this point. You need menu, right? So the menu would be, in my mind, a food truck, because you don't want people in your home. You don't want caterers coming to your house and going through your stuff and touching your china and so forth. So you got the venue, the menu, you got the entertainment, right? So the entertainment would be a DJ, an MC, maybe a violinist, a sax player, LED, whatever you want. There's so many beautiful talent out there that you can bring to your home. So you got the venue, the menu, the entertainment, the decor. You can theme it. You can do a party on Tuesdays. You can do Taco Tuesdays, margaritas. You can get a mariachi band. Endless ideas, right? So the venue, the menu, the entertainment, the decor, and the staff. And that's the part that I love. Hiring people, and the people that have been with me for a long time, that are professional, that are courteous, that are kind, smart, happy. That's the key. Find those people and let's go. Venue, menu, entertainment, decor, staff.
I love it, and I mean you got it all lined up. And I yeah. So I mean, how have you been like working from home again? Like you're running around, you're doing so many things normally, but you know we're all locked down. You know what's it been like? You know to be locked down and to I mean I know you were in Newport last week. You're out east, but you know.
I feel locked down. I feel that I'm doing things. You know, I'm a mover and a shaker. I can't be held down anyway. That's not my personality. I personally love being able to work everywhere. I believe in virtual conferencing, Zoom, all that. I believe in that. I was never a 9 to 5 kind of person. I never sat still for, more than 10 minutes. So for me, this works. Like the new norm in terms of being virtual, I'm okay with. I think my staff is learning to, because we haven't really been in, like say, at Space in the office for 3 months now. I think we're learning how to communicate. I think we're really good at it, whether it's Zooming or whatever it is, however we do it. It's working. I don't think there's an issue. I think if you got ideas, there's numerous ways to communicate. Thank God for technology, right? Look at us. Look what we're doing now. I'm in East Hampton. Where are you?
In New Orleans,
right?
New Orleans, yeah.
Right. Here we are. We're on Facebook. So between Facebook, Zoom, what else? Instagram Live. I do Instagram Lives now. I love it.
Absolutely. We have to link up and do one of those also.
Absolutely. I don't think there's an issue. I think what's important is to stay creative and stay open and stay fluid. And I think when I'm out and I'm walking, running, whatever it is, you have to meditate. And however you do that, whether you're cooking and you're thinking or you're exercising and you're thinking, use this time to reinvent yourself, because it's not going backwards. There's no more backwards. You can't be like, well, this is what my business is. No. That's a mistake. It's what your business is today and where you're heading. So it's not about reinventing. It's not about recreating. It's about reinventing. And that's where my head is at. What can I do next? Because whatever I've known was great, but now it's time to take it to the next level. What's next?
That's a good motivation. And I hope people are taking notes. I'm also, I just wanted to ask, you guys you have the space in the city. I mean, you have it boarded up. What do you think? I mean, when do you think that's going to stop? Meaning as far as opening up, both with the riots and, I know that, you're depending on New Jersey and looking to that. And we don't know, no one has the, the crystal ball, but, when do you anticipate? I know you said you pushed some events to 2021, but, people's bar and bat mitzvahs.
As of now, we have events scheduled in September. So
okay.
Filling within the next 60 days. We were dealing with Governor Cohn that every other day he's threatening, I'm going to shut down the Hamptons. I'm going to shut down Manhattan. I mean, this is our livelihood. It's the people that can do it right, let them do it right. What are you going to do? Put people in jail? You're going to imprison people for what? For not keeping 6 feet of distance? I mean, for someone like myself, I just feel tell me what I can do. My legal capacity is 265. Tell me I can open up my bar, make sure I have shields, have my bartenders wear all the protective gear, right? Have my staff wear the masks, the gloves, all that stuff. Tell me I could do, again, 50%. I'll make sure I don't go over that. I'll comply. I'll rearrange all the furniture. I'll rearrange my bar. I'll make sure it's very private, intimate, reservations only. That's another thing that Newport was doing. That was very smart. They had a reservation thing, and they didn't take walk-ins. In other words, they only have X amount of tables, and that's it. So, and that's the way you do it. Those are the rules. You can only have whatever it is, 50 people, 75 people, 100 people, and they're playing by the rules. So my point is, in the city, we're in phase 1, so we're not even there. So as soon as they get into phase 2 and phase 3, then I'll have more to play with. Right now, I don't have the rules.
And before we end, I want to change topics a little bit and ask you, I know you mentioned you have to meditate, you walk, you're staying active. I know that you're very involved, you're very spiritual and very involved with the Kabbalah Center. So I was hoping you could, talk about that side and, softer side a little bit, what that means to you and how that connects into everything in your life.
I I think Kabbalah is the most important part of my life because of the spirituality. Not religion. You don't have to be Jewish, Christian. It's not about that. It's about being spiritual and being connected. And what that means is being grateful. And every morning, I can't tell you, I can't look at the phone or even turn it on before I say thank you. And I think if each of us wake up in the morning and show gratitude and appreciation and have certainty, again, certainty beyond logic, because it's great to have certainty, like, oh, everything's great. But is it great when things aren't great? And do you have enough hope? Meaning, do you have enough faith? And do you have enough certainty to trust God, right? God, light, angels, whoever you believe in. It's really one soul anyway, one God. To say, I know that this is all a test, and I will get through this, and I will pass the test. So whether you're anxious, breathe, talk to God, ask for help, ask for reassurance, strength, clarity, guidance, beg for mercy, right? Or if you have a reactive behavior, which I think we're all guilty of, something happens, someone calls, someone emails you, you instantly want to react. Take a pause. The most important thing is not to react. Don't look at your phone. Even if it's like 10 hours, 12 hours, there's no reason for you to react to something that's negative immediately. And the rule is 24 hours. So that's major restriction. So these are the tools that I've learned, and I've been studying for 10 years. And there's like rules that you just know, and they're rules of the universe. They're just spiritual rules. They're not, again, religious. They're just spiritual rules that you know that there's one God. God is not here to hurt us. God is here to protect us. So you beg for mercy, for certainty, for clarity. And I know I always say, please forgive me, because God knows we're not all perfect and we make mistakes. And so I beg for forgiveness and removal of any form of judgment. That's what I beg for every day, every morning. I start out with that, and then I look at my phone, and then I set my consciousness, because it's all about your consciousness. And then whatever challenge comes your way, because every day is a challenge, you know that.
Of course.
You have that consciousness that helps you get through it, and then you make better choices. And it's all about making better choices, because free will is the only thing that we have. We can't control anything. We can only control the outcome. In other words, our reactive behavior is the enemy. It's not the situation. It's how we react to it. So if we panic and we go into this reactive survival mode, we're not making the right decision. We're making decisions based on desperation, fear, ego, right? That's a whole other subject, ego. So we try to, every time we make a decision, check in with ourselves and say, well, where is this coming from? Is it coming from fear? Is it coming from ego? Is it coming from any kind of lack, anxiety? So it's very important to check in with yourself and make sure that you're in line, that you're connected. And that's why Kabbalah is so important to me.
That's beautiful, and that's amazing advice. And I'm going to rewatch it later. My last question for real is as a kick-ass female entrepreneur, we're seeing many more female entrepreneurs and awesome business women. What's your advice to them? How do you come up? How do you stay kicking ass?
I think female entrepreneurs need to know that we have an advantage, and I'm sure you'll speak to your wife and she'll agree with you. Being a female entrepreneur is actually an advantage because females have energy that men don't have. Why do Jewish women, you don't have to be Jewish by the way, but why do women light the Jewish candles? Because we are in charge of the home. We are the temperature of the home. If we're cold, the home is cold, right? I'm sure you know this. If your wife is in a great mood, you're going to be in a great mood. Your children are going to be in great mood. We have a natural intuition. And I think every man should always listen to the woman or the female in their life, whether it's their maybe mom or their wife or whatever. But I think we have an advantage, and it's been proven. So we bring down the light energetically, and spiritually we're more connected, and we have less negativity. So men have more negativity. That's just a true fact. Fun fact, but true. So it's important for, I think, female entrepreneurs to realize that we're essentially running our own company. We're the CEO of our own family. It's all up to us. So if you can run your own family successful, you can run any business successful. That's the bottom line. So I'm all about women empowering women, supporting women, business, any future endeavors that any woman want to do, I'm there for them always.
That's awesome. So I know you can be found on Instagram at Party Elvira, and you have a great following and amazing content, and you're always, rocking and rolling and doing amazing things. Where can everyone find Space Events and Space 54 online?
It's exactly that. At Space Events, one word, or Space 54 NYC, or Party Elvira. We're all connected. We're all synchronized. We're all doing things together because it's the leadership, right? It's all under the leadership and the management of people that have integrity. And I think when you have integrity and you do things with the right consciousness, you can't fail. And people feel that, by the way. People feel it. Clients feel it. When you do things with dignity and you do things with integrity and you do the right thing, people will know it, people will respect you for it, and people will want to do business with you. And people that are in it for the money, they don't stay in business because you could smell it. You could smell it. And our clients are smart, and they know. They know that Jim and I and our partners are there for the long run. We're not going anywhere. We're here, and we're doing everything we can to keep up the morale, to do the drive-by parties, to show up on the kids' doorstep and say, we're here, and we can't wait to celebrate with you. So I look forward to the fall, God willing, to start doing parties, like the real big parties. But until then, we're doing things on the go, space on the go. So please stay tuned for more information at Party Elvira, Space 54 NYC, or Space Events.
All right, Elvira, I really appreciate you joining me. I hope you stay safe and look forward to being at an event in your space.
Thank you for having me. Have a great day, everyone. Here.